Hello. The game will be up in a
Good
second.
morning.
I think we're a good small size. There we go. Alright, so I got requests for trees, mushrooms, and a snowman. So I'm gonna start working on that while I say hello, welcome into stream. We're just doing a casual D&D talking stream. I have no idea where the snowmans are. This is gonna take a minute. But yeah, we're just gonna have a nice casual stream and have fun.
Sounds like a plan.
Where in the world? Winter?
Probably winter.
Nope. Hello, grass. I have no idea what you're saying. I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. Snowman. We'll put
Nice.
a cute one right here next to the house. In this non-winter biome. Let me scooch in
Look,
here.
Frosty's got some endurance.
Can you get banned, perhaps? You want to get banned? It is a magic snowman. He's gonna be big. A big snowman. You
Big
want
old
to
snow
get...
chunk.
I mean... I guess. I don't see why not if you want to get banned. Sure, give me a minute. Tokyo, I gave you the option. You can have VIP or mod, and you just said power, and I don't know what that means. So, you need to tell me what you actually mean.
Power is a hell of an answer, though.
I'm hoping I'm doing this right. Because if not, this is going to be really embarrassing. I don't actually ban people from my chat. Alright, there you go. I hope you have a great time. They've been banned. You want mod power?
Careful
Okay.
what you wish for.
You'll shoot down all evildoers in stream. That's the thing, if they weren't they said canker, but is that a swear word? I mean, I've heard of canker sores and they hurt, right? I don't understand, but if someone wants to get banned, I don't see why not. And I mean, my VOD will be proof that they wanted to be banned. It is odd, especially because I have shared ban on. We're gonna have a Yeti, just because that was a weird request. We're gonna have a giant snow Yeti too. I've never had somebody ask to be banned. Yeah, they knew what they wanted, and they were very nice about it. So, you're never probably gonna see this, because once you get banned from my channel, you can't see anything related to me. But, Grass, I hope you enjoy your ban. And you were very polite, so thank you for being polite about it.
The abominable snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cute.
Protecting his little friend.
And look, he has mushrooms. Just like you wanted. Oh wait, I didn't give you a head pat yet. There we go.
Bonus mushies.
Yeah, bonus
on
mushies.
a fungal Yeti. I like it.
Alright. So we asked for more mushrooms and some trees. So I'll get to work on that. That was definitely an interesting start to stream. Let's do some trees first, actually. Because the request for mushrooms was all, so that's going to take me a minute. But I can add some nice trees in the meantime before I start that. We'll have a nice bigger, no, smaller tree. I'm already sidetracked. What were we going to talk about today? That request threw me off.
That was a trip first thing in stream.
My game's also frozen, so.
I think we were going to talk about the January character challenge.
Oh yeah, do you want to explain what that is for everybody?
Yeah, so I found it online a while back. Apparently it's a long-running thing, that in January, Some RPG fans will do 31 days, 31 characters. It's on a forum I go to, the rpg.net forums. And I tried it last year, and I think I made it to like 17 or 18, and then got, sidetracked and didn't end up finishing. But a lot of folks will theme it by like game. Some people will be like, I'm gonna pick 7 or 8 games that I haven't played and make characters for them. I was kind of looking to do something like that this year, because I'm a big horror fan. I was going to try probably some D&D stuff, because D&D is my biggest game, but a bunch of the or the Chronicles of Darkness games and some of the new World of Darkness games. I was going to make some characters. But my plan for this year was to start early, so I have a backlog in case I get sidetracked in January or things happen or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know where to go from there. But yeah, so that's essentially what we're going on about today. Sorry, I got distracted. These mushrooms are just gorgeous, and I got distracted.
Well, and they said all the mushrooms, and there's a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah, so I will slowly work on placing all these. But I know I haven't worked on the challenge at all, not even to prep for it. So, yeah, I'm like nowhere. But I guess my first one is going to be a plague doctor, because, oh my goodness, I got inspired by Pinterest recently. And I'm just going to need to do that now. Oh, this is
I mean, plague doctor could go a lot of different ways. Like, that could be a weird, cool cleric. It'd be an interesting take, especially with our mushroom theme today, on like a Circle of the Spores druid.
Oh.
I maybe a wizard or artificer or something like that. I don't know. That could be a lot of different things.
Nostradamus was a plague doctor. Oh, is that one of your characters?
Not gonna lie, I started looking more into the Circle of the Spores druid because of what you were telling me about your character.
Aww. Don't you love when you get inspired by your players?
Yeah, I always get
hydrate. We have to both
surprised.
drink water. Oh yeah, you're not super familiar with Twitch, right? So, it includes my guess anytime someone that redeems something, such as hydrate, we both have to take a sip of water. Or I'm gonna drink more than a sip, because I haven't had enough water today, but...
it's a good thing I filled up my water bottle right before.
Yeah. Theoretically, it's on a cooldown, so no one can spam it. If I did it right. Nostradamus was a dead guy who predicted a bunch of stuff. Oh, fun.
Nostradamus was surprisingly vague in his predictions.
Okay, then Sapphire, you gotta hydrate too. Sapphire actually came up with this cool idea that her and I were talking about. We wanted to make a character that could predict the future, like they were really good at divination, but no one believed them. No matter what they did, no one would believe a word they said. But what they said always came true.
Cassandra from, I think, Greek mythology. I think that was her curse, was to see the future, but no one would buy it.
Yep. I don't know if it was her, but that's essentially
it's
essentially where the idea came from.
Sapphire, I also haven't had enough water today, so.
Yeah, I like to make guests, sometimes even chat, join in with me on if I have to do it, so do they. Because
I mean,
that's
that
fair.
seems legit.
Oops. There you go. You want to
Alright,
tell us
now
about the
I'm
first character you were gonna make?
Yeah, I started off with D&D because I always start off with D&D. Um I just got to get it pulled up. I've got everything on my computer. Um I I started playing a character in an online like play by forum game a while back. Um it was a tiefling like warlock uh named Mystery. And she's like cursed, so like not a willing, oh, I sold my soul to a demon and I got this pact. Um Cursed, didn't want it, stuck with it, just gotta kind of roll with it. And only got a little ways in, like didn't even make it through one adventure before the game fell apart. And for years I've always wanted to go back and like explore that character, figure out what was going on there, like have a story. So I going through Valda's Spire of Secrets, there's a witch class, and the whole shtick of the class is they were cursed and they've got this power and now they got to deal with it. So I don't have all the mechanics and stuff down. I have to figure out what level I want to build the character at, which I think I'll do like probably 5th or 6th. But gonna go witch, gonna go heavy on the like the lore aspect of it and play up the familiarity with like nature and history and like that sort of aspect of it. But also have like a creepy black fox that follows her around because that's her familiar, and in combat, hexes and curses and like debuffs over straight up damage type stuff. So I have no idea what I would do with this character. I don't have a game for her or anything, but I at least want to make like an incarnation of the character to start off the month.
Nice.
But yeah, game wise, I've got probably a dozen games I want to make a character in, because a lot of Chronicles of Darkness, real horror stuff is kind of my shtick.
Okay, here, 1 second. Vader, if you're going to squeak, I'm going to need you to leave the room. Thank you.
It's very polite.
Yeah, well, he's usually a very sweet boy, if you ask nicely. I bet you he's going to squeak again here any second now that I've said that. But yeah. We've got an interesting little world coming together here.
It's kind of Smurfy, actually.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't hate the mushroom houses. Like, I think that would be great for like a halfling character.
Those are actually something
like
I downloaded.
Oh,
here we go. Those were made by Danger Weasel on the Steam store, or the Steam Workshop. But we got a request for a spider. Oh, these are terrifying. I'm only downloading...
We call those notes.
I'm only downloading one, because I really don't like spiders.
I do have a gaming story about spiders.
Oh, you can feel free to share. I'm only doing the one just because I have huge arachnophobia, and I don't want to stare at them the whole stream. I can try to add some more later, though. But go ahead.
So I This was a Dragonlance game a few years back, with some friends from work, and I'm an arachnophobe. My friend, who is playing a Dragonborn Paladin, also an arachnophobe. But I talked to him. I was like, if I throw some spiders in the game at some point, like, that's not gonna freak you out, in real life. And he's like, no, like, don't make it like an everyday thing, but every once in a while should be all right. I was like, okay. And the party went to sleep in this forest, and the next day they woke up, and I kind of narrated like, you're in the same place, it's the same forest, like, but it's kind of dark, it's kind of foggy, and the trees look a little weird. I was like, the trees almost look like not quite snow, but it's like the mist is clinging to the trees. Turns out there were big spiders up in the trees.
Oh no.
And obviously they had webbed the whole place. And I was really inspired by an image from Australia, where just this whole street was overtaken by cobwebs. Honestly, I see it in my nightmares. So I was like, I have to put this in a game. And my friend with the Dragonborn Paladin could not roll above like a 6 the entire combat. He missed every single roll. And we roleplayed it that his character was every bit as terrified as he would have been. And that his character was an arachnophobe. And because he couldn't hit anything, combat went on a couple rounds longer than it should have. But by the end, he was like, that was great. Let's never do that again. So canonically, his character terrified of spiders. We were like, his character spent the entire combat shivering and like barely holding on to his sword.
Like, talking about spiders, I don't mind. It's, I can't see, like, pictures of them for too long. Like, we did, in the Curse of Strahd campaign, we went up against spiders, and that was fine. Though, to be honest, we were very distracted by our panic of saving Valanthe. But
there was a lot going on there. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So, like, as a huge arachnophobe, I don't like spiders in real life. Watching, like, looking at pictures or a video of them doesn't bother me, and I actually really like watching jumping spiders.
Okay, jumping spiders are cute. Yeah, on the phone, very cute. Much cuteness.
On the phone, like the idea of having a jumping spider near me or on me at all, heebie-jeebies, I can't do it. But coincidentally, when we did that session with Valanthe, I had been watching a lot of jumping spider videos because the algorithm gave them to me. And yeah, when I run a game, I take a lot of inspiration from stuff that just randomly pops across my feed over the course of the day.
Mood, yeah. Oops. There's just going to be floating mushrooms on top of these houses, because why not?
I mean, they're magical enough, they may as well have floating shrooms.
Yeah. To be honest, this is a little too many mushrooms. Let me undo this. There's a breeder up north from you plan on adopting jumping spiders from. Aww! Well, make sure to send pictures to Chris so we can all see them. Oops. They're very cute. I would still be scared to see them in real life, but otherwise they're very cute.
Oh yeah, I know I'm gonna get bombarded with pics. Please do. If I ever come visit, maybe a different story, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, anyway, like I've got one character I'm pondering. The challenge is the next 30.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I have a couple ideas. Like for Chronicles of Darkness, uh, which is it's a baseline horror, like supernatural horror game. Where in the basic rules, the core book, you play just a regular person in a world basically like ours, just a little darker and creepier. I was kind of thinking a couple of characters, one like a paranormal researcher slash like YouTuber type person, the kind of person that would like a homemade ghost hunters YouTube channel. Which I definitely didn't get that idea while I was playing Phasmophobia. But
Definitely not.
I was thinking like, yeah, of course not. This is a completely original concept. Again, I have no idea what I would do with this character, but it just interested me to kind of build it around that and see what all like what I can do with the system. I really love Chronicles of Darkness. I've run a couple of games of it, but they were really short, like 2-shot games. So I haven't really dug into it the way that I have D&D.
Yeah. Oh, just a warning for everybody that's not subscribed. There will be an ad break in 3 minutes. I don't know if you guys can see that, so I just wanted to get it out there. Apparently, you will be shown the spiders through the glass if you go down.
I noticed that. Look, I'm okay with it. I have been around spiders. I had a notable occasion where a friend of mine bred spiders, and while I was at their apartment, one of them got out and could have chosen to run anywhere in the apartment, but it chose to run directly at me. And I found myself in the parking lot outside the apartment without my shoes.
Oh no.
Because that would have... Stopping to get my shoes would have taken too much time.
Oh no.
So, yeah. I did eventually go back in after it was confirmed the spider was put away.
Sorry, gotta drink a water. Yeah, no, sometimes there are days that I'm good with spiders and days that I'm just not. I don't know. It's weird. Oh,
Like,
my
I
game
always
froze.
think... Uh-oh.
It's fine.
I always think
It'll fix
after a
itself.
while I'll be okay with spiders. Like, I'm just gonna get through it. It's gonna be fine. You know, the rationalization, like, I'm 100,000 times bigger than this creature. I'll be okay. And then I see one, and I'm like, okay, we're in the same space. It's okay. And it moves towards me, and I run like hell. And I'm like, something about the way their legs move, I'm just like, yeah.
They're just little puppers, huh?
We have very different experiences with puppers.
Maybe the jumping spider ones are. I don't know about the rest of them. No, I
The
actually
jumping
have
spiders, I like.
I have a coworker that has tarantulas. They don't like to be held though. Not theirs.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And they said they also have arachnophobia, and so they got them to try to get over that. It didn't work, but they take good care of their little ones.
See, that's a bold move, and I've thought about it from time to time, especially with the jumping spiders.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think, like, what if I'm doing something, you know, cleaning the cage or terrarium or whatever.
Yeah.
And what if it jumps on me and I can't get it? And that's the point where my brain locks up because I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah. Tarantulas will pout if you stub their toe. Aw. Or if they stub their toe, the poor baby. I mean, also
Jumping
rude.
spiders are more like cats.
I like cats.
I mean,
Though I
yeah,
also like
I
puppies.
love cats. On the other hand, cats are stubborn, and a stubborn spider is a terrifying concept.
Oh, come on now. Move. Here we
I
go.
like when a friend owned cats, but not to own them myself. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. See, I'm down if other people have pet, like spiders and stuff, but I'm not willing. Your house has 4 cats? That's so many. Of course, I have 2 and a dog, so I'm not that far behind. But oh my goodness.
I'm sure at some point I will have probably a cat or 2, and eventually I'm going to start building a reptile collection.
I was gonna say, when are you getting your snake? Your goal was to get it by Christmas.
My goal was to get it by Christmas, but I wasn't taking into account the trip I took last month.
Mm-hmm.
Which was money. So, new plan. I am getting an aquarium in January, which I already have plans for, and I already have a fish or 2 lined up from a friend.
Nice.
And then after that, still planning to go for the snake. I haven't decided what yet. I don't know if I'm going to go with a corn or a rat snake or get straight to ball python.
And Sapphire said that she has 1 dog. And oh my gosh, did you say 8? You had 8 cats? Indoor and outdoor cats? How did you feed them all? That's so many. But I'm glad you're gonna
I'll
get
have
a
to go
snake soon.
find. Yeah, I'll have to go find the video of the 8 cats.
Oh my gosh, please do.
Was it
Eventually.
only 8? I thought it was more than that.
I can't even
Do
imagine.
ball python is so chill. Yeah, I've had a ball python before. I actually had a corn snake too. The corn snake I actually met the day after he hatched. Same friend who terrorized me with the spider, she bred the corn snakes, and he was a birthday present.
Oh, well, at least you got a birthday present out of being tortured.
Yeah, I forgave her real quick. Now I'm so focused on pets, I've forgotten anything about characters.
That's fine. That's how it is with pets. They take away all our attention.
True, and you and I aren't known for being on topic.
Oh, absolutely not, no. That's why I just labeled this one D&D Talk, and we didn't even stick to that, so we're skilled.
It's just talk. This is the one time every week we get to hang out. So.
Accurate.
Yeah, I've got, like I said, a bunch of other games. I've got Vampire 5th edition. I just bought Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition, so I want to kind of look at that and see how that works. And then I kickstarted a Chronicles of Darkness game called Deviant the Renegades a while back, and I have the hardcover, like the limited edition Kickstarter hardcover. It's beautiful.
Nice.
And I've struggled with the mechanics. So I think I'm gonna build like at least 2 or 3 characters to get a handle of how I can build characters, because it's a really cool game. It's about like normal people that have had something supernatural happen, or something supernatural happened to them. And the whole game is about like coming to terms with the fact that you're very different from baseline humans. You know, mutations, like supernatural abilities, all that kind of stuff. It kind of it takes some inspiration from like the prototype games, a lot of body horror, and the whole point of the game is like to deal with and hunt down the conspiracies that had a hand in it. You know, whether that's like a huge corporation doing crazy genetic research, or a coven of witches that did a ritual and screwed something up. Like, sky is the limit there. But it's a really cool concept. I'm really excited to jump into it. It's just actually mechanically building the characters. I haven't been able to get my head around it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, a steampunk campaign? Yeah.
That would be so fun. We really need to... I'm starting to think what we need to do, because we keep starting campaigns and then we can't play them, is maybe we need to stick to doing like 1 or 2 shots until we actually have the time to put in effort to a full campaign. Like, I don't want to end the one that we just started, because we just started it and I spent months putting cakes together. But I also, just the feeling of not completing a campaign is just so painful.
It's hard, right? Like to really get connected to those characters and not be able to go through more of it.
And, like, I know it's also just a rough time of year for us to try and... Like, we probably should have waited a little longer to start a campaign. But... Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm debating on maybe we should start... When we know we're gonna be busy and we still really want to play, like, D&D and stuff together, maybe we should just do short, like, really short one-shots. Just characters we can put together really quick and have fun. We can still make backstory, but... They also just to get to have their turn in the spotlight without having to wait years for us to start a new campaign.
Hey, I'm 100% on that.
So I know Sapphire has a catalog.
I will tell you a couple of things. I love one-shots. I have like gamer ADHD for sure, so I love to try new things and characters and settings and games. And also, I am horrible at keeping a one-shot an actual one-shot. I think every single one I've ever run has been at least 2 shots.
I mean, that still works if we can manage to all get back together. You said holidays won't last. Yeah, that's true. The holidays aren't going to be much longer.
I think we got unlucky when we started that game. Just because my schedule changed like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. That was really unlucky.
Yeah, hopefully we get more compatible schedules after the new year.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be moved anytime soon. But
we'll see. Like I said, I have no idea what's gonna happen, but
yeah, I can't speak for my other players because obviously I don't know what all will be going on with them either.
Yeah.
But it's a trip. I don't know why I'm putting flowers in the water. It's just happening.
Water lilies.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
But I do think like
sidetracked.
Oh yeah. Well, I also think like the hardest part is we always try to meet in person, where maybe we need to get comfortable playing over Discord, because it'll be so much easier if we don't all have to meet up in person. We can play for longer because we're just all already at home.
I'm
And
all for
though
it.
there's a lot of fun with being able to play in person, and I get that, because I also personally love playing in person. But yeah,
You're literally working on a VTT. Yeah, not wrong.
true.
I think so. I've never actually run games with a VTT. I've been on the other side of it. I was a player for a while with Roll20, but I'd be down. And honestly, we could do 99% of it over Discord because I don't do a lot of like tactical maps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. And then we could actually, again, more likely to play. There's a lot of us that stay up after work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually up till 8 or 9, so I can start working on a couple of one-shots. It's also a good opportunity, one-shots, to try different games than just D&D.
True.
Like,
Also, I mean, if we're open to playing on Discord and stuff, we could try to continue our campaign.
we could, 100% we could. You said one-shots, though, and now my
Oh, yeah,
brain
no,
is
for
going down a
sure.
whole different rabbit hole.
I mean, definitely. I'm sure it's also if we ever want to add more players, being on Discord would even make that easier, because again, location doesn't matter. As long as they have the time, they can join.
Yeah, 100%.
Do a one-shot, get used to format, then pick up your campaign. That is smart, actually. That's very smart.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe, yeah, a one-shot or two, get used to the format, settle on a VTT, and then we can pick it back up. Tutorial session. Yeah. Makes perfect sense to me. I like the world's biggest lily pad there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question here.
Okay.
Is that a normal person-size skull and this whole world is miniature? Or did a giant end up in this lake?
That is a good question. I'm not sure. And I don't know why someone's living here, but they are.
It's the Spore Druid's giant trophy.
It might be.
Yeah, that's... Why not?
So I guess it's a giant. And they just somehow also got a giant lily pad that can magically hold up a giant skull.
Well, I know the classic is a wizard did it, but a druid did it. Magic.
True. There we go.
See, you got me pumped on one-shots, and now I'm like, there's so many that I can run.
You're welcome.
Actually, it's kind of funny. I've never run... no, that's not true. I ran one D&D one-shot. That actually was a real one-shot. It didn't turn into an ongoing campaign. I don't remember the characters' names, but me and two of my friends got together for a game night. We didn't know what we were going to play. And we were sitting there talking, and after a couple of drinks, we were like, you know what? Let's play a high-level D&D game. Like, I think we ended up making the characters level 10 or 11, something like that. It's like high-level D&D. I think one was like a fighter or barbarian, something like that, that likes to tinker with his weapons and armor. And the other one was I think a warlock, or something like that. While they made characters, I drew a map. And the only idea I had for this map, I was like, it's some elemental wizard school. And we rolled with it. I had a few charts that I would roll on here and there. Be like, okay, what is this? Oh, this room is, blah, blah, blah. This is the library. There's a weird trap here or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because the very first thing I did, I flipped through one of my monster books. I think it was Creature Codex from Cobalt Press. And there's a monster in there that I had always wanted to use that fascinated me. And we'll get to that at the end, because it was the crowning moment of this game. But I was really proud of some of the stuff that I came up with on the fly on that game. One of them was like, the room, it was a student's room at this wizard, like, school is the wrong word, but like one wizard and like 4 or 5 apprentices. And for whatever reason, this student was like a Triton or something, aquatic. So they stepped into the room. As they passed like the magic boundary on the door, they realized now they're underwater. And the entire room is just full to the top with water. And just some of the stuff I improvised off the top, I was like, oh yeah, his spellbook's still here. It's waterproof. You can't write in it because everything, like the ink just sort of beads up off the page. Like I had fun with that. And there was, in one corner of it, they found this swirling vortex of magical goo that they couldn't figure out what it was for. They rolled really bad on their Arcana checks. Spells weren't helping them. So one of them kind of tripped the other into the vortex.
Oh no.
And it was a reincarnation thing. So I made them roll randomly on a chart that I had written up on what race they were now. So, like, this dwarf ended up going through, like, I think at one point he was a tabaxi cat person. He went through hobgoblin. I think ended up as a gnome for a little while. And was just like, I'm going to keep jumping in until I get something I like. So that was fun.
That's one way to do it.
I was like, it's a choice. I'm like, I'm going to make you roll every time. I think that at one point there was a fireball, or there was a summoning circle on the ground. And the barbarian was like, I've had enough of this magic crap. He's like, I'm going to hit it with my axe.
Fair.
Which I ruled essentially let off fireball. Because I'm like, that was a choice. It was a bold choice. But they fireballed themselves. And they finally made it to the end of the dungeon. And the final, like, big room, they walk in and there was this giant, like, probably 60 foot across, goldfish bowl. Like, filled with sand, there was some coral, there was a little castle inside. Like, just a massive goldfish bowl. Except instead of a goldfish, there was a great white shark. And one of them, I think it was the barbarian, was like, I found this cool stuff in the dungeon. I'm gonna go put it together and see if I can, like, have some magical effect on my axe. And I was like, that's it's a one shot. Why not? I'm like, thing. Make some
Yeah.
skill rolls. We'll see what happens. And he's like, how long is that going to take? And I'm like, realistically, we're probably talking like a 4 or 5 hour process. You know, good time to take a short rest. Get some spell slots back, all that kind of stuff. The other one, who was a very chaotic neutral warlock, goes, well, I'm going to go back in the fish room. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, that's kind of off on the other side of the dungeon. Like, you're not going to be, like, you're splitting the party. It's 2 people and you're splitting the party.
Right.
He goes, yep, I know. I'm like, okay.
Then.
You're making choices. And he walks up to it and he goes, I just want to put my hand up to it and like poke it.
Oh my.
And I go, I'm like, that's what you want to do. He says, yep, I'm gonna poke the glass. He's like at an aquarium, poking the glass to get the shark's attention. I'm like, okay. I was like, I forget what I asked him to roll. I think it was a strength save. I was like, you need to roll me a strength saving throw. And he goes, why? I'm like, just roll it and we'll go from there. Low single digits. I'm like, okay, you didn't make it. I was like, when you put your hand up and you go to poke the glass, it doesn't feel like glass.
Oh no.
It's kind of soft. And at first it's like poking a gummy bear. And then it just sort of like slurps around your hand and pulls you in.
Oh no.
Because this monster, which I swear is a real monster, I will like link you the thing later, is called the Shark in a Bowl Ooze. And the whole thing is one big monster. It's an ooze with a shark swimming around in it, like a
I
gelatinous
love that.
cube.
You know how much I love the slime monsters. Oops.
I love it so much. It's like top 3 favorite non-Wizards of the Coast monsters, or non like classic D&D monster. Top 3 easy. And I'm like, like you failed your strength save bad. I'm like, it pulled you in. So you're like, you can't breathe. You're taking acid damage. There's a shark coming at you. And the only other party member you have is on the other side of the dungeon and couldn't hear you even if you could scream. I'm like, you made choices. And I forget how, but the other one ended up, it ended up being a metagame. And he's like, I'm, gonna go, like, I'm waiting for this to happen with my weapon. I'm gonna go check on my guy. And I'm like, well, when you walk in, your guy is drowning and being bitten by a shark.
Oh.
They ended up defeating it. Like, they got the treasure. They finished the dungeon. But I was like, I had wanted to use that monster since I bought the book. I couldn't figure out a way to work it into, like, a serious game and not have it be just game-breaking, like break the mood. Like, I could never put that in Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to use it.
Oh, yeah.
And ever since then, with those 2 guys, if I put any sort of like bowl with some creature in it in a game, they will not go near it.
Mood. We were suspicious of objects for a while after we encountered our first mimic. So.
Yeah, the mimic was memorable, but
Oops.
that shark in a jar, I was like,
Oh my goodness.
I was like, that could not have gone better. I didn't know you could do first person.
I didn't either. Am I the spider?
That's an existential question we're not ready for this morning.
Well, but the spider's gone. I think I'm the spider.
Nope, don't like that.
Well, I'd rather be the spider than fight it. Look at this place.
That's also an existential point of view.
True.
Some of these mushrooms remind me of, like, plants from the Subnautica games.
Ugh. Okay, I can't really get in there. Maybe. I haven't seen Subnautica in forever.
Like they're not exact, but it's like the vibe is the same.
Sapphire says it will be on the spider. I am the spider. It will be on the map wherever I exit first person. Then
I
we'll...
just want to throw it out there. The phrase "you are the spider," like,
It's
I don't
been
love
me
it.
all along.
I don't love it. Um, I love that it's a thing you can do in the game, but like,
It
yeah,
makes sense because you
that's a
can
little.
update your, you can or upload your own models in here. So like, if we wanted, we could put in and move around our own people.
It really is a virtual tabletop, just without all the other virtual tabletop stuff.
Pretty much. I don't know how
All
it
fun and
works,
nice
like,
team
if you,
lists.
like, you wanted multiple people working on it. I don't know if it can do that at the moment, but it essentially does everything else.
I think it would
Because,
be
like, you can just
interesting to
do...
build. I was to say it would be interesting to build for like non-combat encounters. Be like, hey, this is um the wizard's library,
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
take them, like, not having multiple people working on it, but just take them on a first-person tour of it and be like, see, creepy library.
That would be a lot of fun. It also would make it so much easier for players to really understand what you're trying to talk about instead of just explaining and hoping they're visualizing the same thing that you did when you first decided to create it.
Yeah, yeah,
Or, you know,
that's the
pulling a million references from Google.
a challenge of being a DM. Um, Downside to something like this is like if you build a really awesome location, there's always the chance that the players just don't go there.
You're the DM. You can make this place appear wherever you want.
True, to an extent.
With this mushroom magical village, though, I'm pretty sure it can appear wherever the heck it wants to.
Oh, this one absolutely. But if you build like a creepy necromancer's dungeon and they're like, you know, actually, we're gonna go chill in the forest and see what the elves are up to.
Yeah, then there's a ruined back entrance to the dungeon. And the elves say that there's creepy noises coming from it and need the party's assistance. And they will be rewarded. And then you just have
Fair.
them enter from a different spot. Or, to be honest, they won't know what it looks like. They could enter from the same spot.
You're not wrong. There is an element of railroading there that I would have to come to terms with.
True, but then either, you know, that way either your stuff doesn't have to get like, oh, I'll never get to use this, or you just make that a focal point of the next time you run a one-shot.
Valid.
Whole point of
I
D&D
have
is recycling our own ideas.
I have a ton of maps that I've drawn up randomly in the middle of the night or whatever, and then been like, I may never use this, but it's really cool, so I'm going to keep it in my folder just in case.
As promised, I will add a couple more spiders. Though they don't have a ton of options. They're gonna do the pumpkin spider.
Pumpkin. See, that's really creepy in a really different way that doesn't, like, spider trigger me.
He's gonna sit up here. If I can get him to actually sit up here.
Well, something has to live up there.
Hardest part I've been having is actually making it so they sit on items and not just phase through, like off to the side. That's good enough. It doesn't need to be perfect.
Yeah, I think battling clipping would be my biggest obstacle.
That's why, like, you can turn collisions off, so... Or you can have them on, and then things won't clip at all, because theoretically, they'll be far enough away. Theoretically.
The word theoretically does a lot of heavy lifting there.
Always. We're talking about D&D too, so I mean, it counts.
Fair. I love how after that story, now we have to have the gelatinous cube.
Always.
I don't know what it is about that monster that I just fell in love with so much, but the first time I saw it, I was just like, oh my god. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I love it. Have you seen the D&D movie?
Uh-huh. A couple, 3 times now.
Nice. I really need to buy it so I can watch it again. I loved the way they used the gelatinous cube. I'm just glad they included it, and then the way they actually used it in the movie was so much better. Like, better than I was expecting.
So, when I first watched it, I watched it with Fallen Star from the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And he had seen it before, and I hadn't yet. And he was like, by the time it was done, he was like, I should have been like live tweeting that in the Discord while just of my reactions while watching it. From all the references and like Easter eggs and stuff that I caught throughout the movie.
Nice.
Yeah, that's still one of, like, so I watched the original D&D movie, the 2000 version, when I was a kid. And even as a kid, I was like, this is not, like, high art. This is a C movie at best. Still loved it. Like, I still like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, D&D, a real proper D&D movie could be so much better. And then I saw all the previews for this newest one, and I was hesitant. I was like, this could either, like, it's either going to be amazing, and it's going to be exactly what I want from a D&D movie.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to get my heart broken. So, it took me a while to watch it, but well worth it.
Nice. I don't know what happened, so I just started suddenly coughing really bad, but I heard almost all of that, so we're good. I hope my mic didn't catch too much of it.
I didn't hear hardly any of it. So it is that time of year, though.
That's true. I've been sick for like 3-4 weeks at this point. I'm ready to be done.
I've been powering through until about Tuesday this week, and I woke up, looked at my phone, realized I was already 40 minutes late to work, and just sent a text that was like, I'm sure you've realized this by now, but I'm not there, and I'm not going to be there, because I feel like I got hit by a train. And I rolled over and I went back to bed.
Mood. Yeah, oops. It's been rough. Everyone's been getting sick.
Yeah. It's pretty much every day I'm like, I know at least one person's not going to be there.
Oh,
So.
yeah.
I'm kind of digging these lights in the water lilies.
Yeah, I like this a lot better than just having all of them covered in lights. To be honest, I was trying to put the lights in his eye sockets, but it just won't let me. Like, it won't let me put anything in there.
Yeah, the model just won't work that way.
Yeah, I guess not. Something to do with the asset, probably. Because, like, other
Yeah.
assets I can go partially in, like the flowers, but I can't really put anything in it. But yeah. It's another still little magical element to the
It's
flowers. Without being spammed by fireflies.
it's a really cool effect for like a druid spell.
It is. Well, if this is going to be a druid's trophy, then that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I had a druid that knew, like, dancing lights, I would probably have it be something like this.
It's very cute.
With just a touch of, like, don't mess with this druid, or else you'll have to deal with the giant skull and the spider pumpkin.
Right? Maybe the spider pumpkin's its pet. Like a doggy.
With a weird enough wild shape, maybe the pumpkin spider is the druid.
Oh, maybe. I think we should call it a bit early today. I'm unfortunately very sleepy. So I think today should be a short stream day.
Yeah, I'm down for that. We got on a bunch of different topics.
Well,
we
that's
hadn't
partially
planned
our
on.
fault. We didn't iron anything out.
No, we figured this out like 2 hours ago.
But to be honest, this map is really cute, so I like it. I think we did it great.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Between
I
map
say save
and
it and have fun with it later.
Yeah, so let's save this really quick. It's gonna be the Druid's Trophy map.
I dig it.
Alright, and yeah, so everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I know it's a bit of a short stream today, but I did stream earlier in the day as well, so I'm feeling pretty drained today, to be honest. Let me look for someone to raid really quick.
Maybe this week, to prep for next week, I'll think of some one-shot topics we could talk about.
Oh, that would
Or
be fun.
one-shot ideas.
Let's see. I found someone playing Minecraft. I know usually I try to raid somebody who's doing something similar to us, but I am sleepy and I am following this person. I think because they followed me, so I want to join in and see how they're doing. And it's Minecraft. You can't go wrong with Minecraft, usually.
That usually is doing a lot of heavy lifting, but
It always does.
Agreed.
So again, thank you all so much for joining in, popping over to my ending stream screen here. Let me see if my command still works. I need to fix this one. It does so much different things. I do have a Discord, which I was talking about briefly earlier. If you guys want to join it, you can. It is a very low maintenance, not a lot of work goes into it, but it's a good place to vibe, and Inkfist and I do talk about D&D there as well, sometimes. Well, we're going to. But yeah, and with that, I'm going to give it a couple seconds to load, and we're going to raid over. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you.